I'm feeling moodier than usual today, so when that happens, instead of making it other people's problem, I try to reflect on what it is that's causing me to feel that way. And after about an hour of meditation on this and a little bit of crying, I've come to the conclusion that I became an outdoor cat last year. Like spending time outside in the sunshine, like moving my body and keeping fit and having fun is like a very core part of my well-being. And then now we're in the dead ass middle of winter and I work from home. I'm like going back to school, but I'm doing it all online, so I'm just like very isolated right now. I'm feeling like an indoor cat that wants to be outdoors, so I'm probably feeling like how my cats feel, because I moved them from my parents' house where they had a big backyard to my house, which they really, sometimes Calvin takes Apollo outside, which is cute. But yeah, so that's how I'm feeling today, and I'm acknowledging that. So instead of just like rotting in bed and being miserable, I did something nice for myself. Like I cleaned up my house a little bit and I got ready. I braided my hair. Woohoo! I don't really wear makeup anymore, but I did a little bit. And I'm gonna go sit at Starbucks and just like do some stuff on my computer that I need to do. And then I'm gonna go to the gym, because I always preach that stepping will fix your mind. So why have I not gotten my 10,000 steps already? Maybe then I wouldn't have cried. But I'm not even like sad, you know what I mean? I feel like every so often my brain, I just get these very sharp thoughts. It's Aquarius season now, so that's probably why. And just lately, something I've been ruminating on that it's really touching me right in the heart chakra is nothing to lose because nothing is mine, right? So like I can think about that in two very distinct ways. I can think about that from like an ascended perspective, where I'm just like, wow, I can really be at peace in life if I acknowledge that like I don't truly own anything and nothing owns me, right? Like we're all just here experiencing each other, but none of us own each other. And it can be really easy to like, you know, like develop attachments to your family, to like your loved ones, whatever. But I do think that like, you know, like when you're really close to someone and their energy just feels so like familiar to you, and that's because you think maybe you've known them in a past life or something, or it's just like there's some sort of resonance there, right? Like you know that you're made up of the same stuff. So I'm like, if we can acknowledge that there's more truth in that, then it does become easier to accept this philosophy of like nothing to lose, that nothing is mine. Like this was making me cry earlier. I hope it doesn't make me cry right now. But what I was thinking about is I have a little cousin who I'm really close with. She'll be 21 in a few weeks and I'll be 27. So we're 6 years apart, and like growing up we were basically like siblings, and then there was like, I don't know, maybe like 6 to 10 years where we just didn't talk because like our parents weren't really talking or whatever. So yeah, we just like fell apart. And then now like I have like 27 cousins and she's my favorite. Like I really do love her. Like we give each other birthday gifts and Christmas gifts and like talk about life and all that kind of thing. Like I would choose to be her friend if we weren't related. But I always I have this like ability where I can kind of sense what other people's past lives might have been. Like I can pick up that energy and kind of like piece together like a story, I guess. And so with her and I feel like I had her when I was really young. Like I was her mom in a past life, and at some point we like died in a car accident, like Beetlejuice style kind of. Last summer we went on a road trip, and I had just like this vision while I was driving us around, and it just reminded me of that. And like, yeah, I just feel like, again, her and I are very close. We're both Aquarius suns and Aquarius Mercuries, so very intellectual people. Yeah, but anyway, so then when I think about that, like to me that is just kind of confirmation. Like, okay, like if I am experiencing loss, which like luckily I've experienced very little of that in my life, like if I am experiencing loss, then like thank God I know that like it is kind of true that like, you know, it's not goodbye, it's see you later. Like I will likely come across this energy again, even if it's in a different body at a different time. You know what I mean? Because it's just like that's what samsara is. Like that's like the cycle of life. Like we're all just like going around and around, like in different bodies, like learning different lessons, right? And that's like why I love astrology, because if you look at that stuff, it can kind of tell you like who you were in a past life and what your karma is in this life and what you need to focus on to make the most of being in this life. So I have some cards I want to talk about that I pulled earlier, but I need to catch my breath, so give me a minute. Before we get into these cards, I need to finish my thought from before. So what I was saying is, like, I can look at this from that view of, like, an ascended view, but then also why I was crying earlier is because I can look at this from a very human view, right? And I can get, like, very deep in my feelings about the thought of loss, about, like, you know, worrying about losing my loved ones, or just, like, bad things happening, or just, like, accepting the inevitable that, like, we're all gonna die one day, right? And it's just, like, I was feeling that, like, so heavily. Like, I feel like I was feeling the suffering of, like, everyone attached to me, and it was so heavy on my heart. Like, I could not stop crying. And I'm like, girl, like, this pain does not even belong to you. The suffering does not even belong to you. But I had to let myself really feel that and, like, process that and, like, cry a few tears about it and, like, reflect on it. And then I was feeling the most zen I've ever felt in my life because I accepted it. And there's actually a Ram Dass quote. Where is my phone? That I was feeling Ram Dass around me earlier today. Did I save it? So he says, detachment is giving up how it turns out, and devotion is suffering into love. The practice is to keep an eye on both and maintain the balance. This is Ram Dass, for anyone who doesn't know. And so I was really just kind of, like, feeling that, and I'm like, whoa, like, that's kind of, like, the work I'm doing right now, like, accepting, like, okay, like, I can let other people hurt me, right? And I can allow myself to be in pain and suffering over that, where it's, like, hard for me to do, like, godly things, like life-affirming behaviors, because I'm so busy being sad and saying, woe is me. Or I can just, like, accept the fact that, like, any pain I feel is mine, that's, like, mine to work on. That's a tool for me to be like, okay, like, why do I feel this way? Why am I suffering over this? And then that helps me become more of me. And then I leave, like, the bad feelings, like, I don't project those onto the other person. I leave them to go make their own choices, right? So life is really about that. There is another Ram Dass quote I wanted to read. So he says, somebody comes along and they get to me. They get me angry or uptight, or they awaken some desire in me. Wow, am I delighted. They got me. And that's my work on myself. If I am angry with you because your behavior doesn't fill my model of how you should be, that's my problem for having models. No expectations, no upset. If you are a liar and a cheat, that's your karma. If I am cheated, that's my work on myself. And then that's really how we all kind of, like, I think a few videos ago I made one, and I titled it, like, take accountability for what's yours in 2026. And what's yours is your vibration, how you choose to feel about life, how you choose to show up in the world. Like, is it from a place of love and kindness and understanding and forgiveness, or is it from a place of, like, division and negativity and just, like, not doing your own work, and then therefore projecting your biases and just, like, your karma onto other people and, like, expecting them to solve it all for you? Like, your soul is here to evolve, and if you want your next life to be better, like, start doing the work in this one. Okay, let's go through these cards. So these are, like, my healing energy oracle. I'm gonna have some of my matcha. Yum. Okay, so what I really liked about these is they were almost like a rainbow when I pulled them, right? So the yellow, that's, like, the solar plexus chakra, so that's, like, your stomach area, like your belly button, and that's all about, like, confidence, right? So, like, you need to be confident in the fact that, like, you matter, and it's important for you to show up in the world. You need to be confident in how you love yourself. You need to be confident that it is safe for you to love others, that it's safe for you to receive love from others, right? And then we move into green, which is, like, your heart chakra. So once you become confident of those things, then it's like your heart can open, because your defenses aren't up all the time, right? It's just like you have your guard down, the weight of the world is off your shoulders, right? So you just kind of, like, do some shoulder rolls. And, like, yeah, just, like, take a load off, Annie. Like, let go of anything that isn't yours, right? So, like, earlier, how I noticed, like, I was feeling all this pain and suffering, all this heaviness. And I'm sure a lot of people out there in the world are also feeling that, because the world is chaotic right now. Like, don't think I don't know. My boyfriend tells me everything. I don't read the news, but he reads the news, so I don't have to. And so, yeah, it can be so easy to just be carrying that around. But, like, if you feel like it's slowing you down, then, like, it's kind of up to you to, again, like, roll back your shoulders and say, how much of this weight that I'm carrying right now doesn't even belong to me? Like, how much of this can I safely put down and go about, like, my godly mission, which is feeling good about myself and feeling good about life? Thank you so much. Right? And then so you see your energy, it's, like, lifting up. There's, like, a cross there. And then we're moving into the blue, which is your throat chakra, right? So if your heart is open, you can speak truth, you can speak love, you can speak kindness. And then We have the purple, which is your crown chakra. That's like divine feminine energy, right? And then your mind is open and you can receive downloads from God, from the universe, from anything you want. Really, you can just receive, you can be open to your entire human experience, right? And you'll start to realize oh, there's another Ram Dass quote. I'm not going to try and scroll for it right now, but he's just always talking about like the message you need is always right here with you, like in the present moment. Like if you think you're missing something, like no, like just calm down and sit for a minute and look for like what the universe might be trying to tell you, and then use that information wisely, and you will get very far in life. So we're gonna go back through all these cards really quickly. So excited to talk about this because I didn't think I'd be able to get through this video without crying because I was so stuck in the suffering earlier. Like it was honestly painful. Okay, first card, Divine Light. Again, bright yellow, confident, just like channeling that. Like, you know, you gotta stand up straight. Again, roll your shoulders back. It's all in the posture too. Like think a lot about how are you carrying yourself when you walk around the world. Because if you're ashamed and you have your head down, you're not feeling good about yourself, you don't want to make eye contact with anyone, you have your headphones on, your sunglasses on. I know I do that a lot. But like, yeah, just like carry yourself with a posture of being open to the world, right? And then so this one is Divine Light. So that's how you let your divine light shine, right? You're awake, you're confident, you're bold, you are your best self, right? Okay, so this says, I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. So like me, I was so stuck in this just like anger and suffering and stuff earlier. Like I was being a grumpy girl. And really all I had to do to get out of that is like take accountability for my responsibility in that and open up to the fact like I am better than this. You know, there is good in this. I don't need to be bitter. I don't need to be angry. I don't need to be in suffering. I can just take a load off Annie and do what is in my control, right? And so I did nice things for myself. And now we're here. Almost forgot a card. Okay, and so being in your divine light brings you freedom. This one is like kind of orange too. And I kind of like, this is almost like a womb space, right? So like allow yourself to be birthed into new versions of yourself. Like give yourself the freedom to not just be stuck. No feeling is ever final. That's my last video. Go watch that. So this says, I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt, so I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. So a boom. Everything I just said, you know, like what I was feeling, I was able to turn that around because I took accountability for what was mine. Transformation. I am constantly evolving. I improve inwardly by working on my weaknesses and refining my strengths. Life ensures that I'm presented with situations that will help me learn and grow. I am aware of my progress and open my wings to the light. So again, like, it's all about the posture. That's what I'm really hearing right now. So yeah, just really work on like how you carry yourself. And if you're feeling closed off to someone, then even just like see if I change my posture, does that change my energy? Like how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So if you're standing in the world closed off and like feeling small, then like that's how you're showing up in the world. But if you're feeling big and you're not afraid to take up space and you are open, then you're more on track. Goodness, right? So again, I always say like good and bad because I don't really believe in those things, but goodness it's an energy of just like feeling, well, I always say feeling good about yourself and feeling good about life. So whatever that means to you, right? So just open up to more of that. I overcome my imperfections, polish my character, and feed on the positive. Thus, I free myself, allow my goodness to manifest, and become a source of joy. Through gentleness, I offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to myself and others. And it really is key to start with yourself because, again, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And how you treat yourself then is how you show up in the world. So then what I was saying earlier about that Ram Dass quote where, like, life is always giving you the information that you need, this card says, listen to life. I am attentive to the world around me. Signs and symbols guide me to success. I listen and discover the way to the eternal. That is what it's all about. I dropped a card. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I got it. Hang on, you guys. Okay. Positive action. So when you're feeling good about yourself and feeling good about life, it's easier to take positive action. But if you're feeling miserable and you're consuming a bunch of garbage, be it in your ears, like from your eyes, like into your body, like anything, right? Then it's gonna be easier for you to take garbage action. But if you, again, start taking positive action, you build that momentum, you can change your life very quickly. You just have to be on your own side. So this one says, I focus on the beauty in me and I find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go of and entrust to God. Take a load off, Annie, like I said. So yeah, I really love this deck of cards, and I feel like that was some good wisdom. So this is going to be my Aquarius season video, and I hope everyone enjoyed the new moon, and we'll talk more soon.